Hey guys, SFP here, and welcome to episode number 52 of my FIFA 15 DC Career Mode, guys. And we're going towards the end of the season right now. We're going, if I'm not mistaken, we have two more league game plays. Excuse me, game league plays. League game games, and we also have two World Cup qualifiers at the moment. And obviously, since this is the last season, I believe those two last World Cup qualifiers will be the last ones that I will be doing. So unfortunately, that will be the end of my international career as a coach there, unfortunately. But like I said, hopefully with the next career modes coming up, I'll be able to delve in more into that. And to be honest, looking back at it now, I'm surprised that I managed to pull off three seasons with this DC United career mode. I guess originally I intentioned it to be at least 5 seasons. Unfortunately, that will not happen. But I'm very excited for the future, guys, and I hope you guys are too. And here we're going to see the lineup for the Chicago Fire. And obviously, there's no Maloney there, although I believe every single time we play Chicago Fire, they seem to throw back Maloney in there somewhere. I'm not sure if I included in this clip or not, but obviously, he's no longer with the team anymore. And I don't know how you Chicago Fire fans feel. I thought he had a lot of potential, but I just think it wasn't a fit here. And by fit, I don't particularly mean the team. There's nothing. There you go with Sean Maloney. There's nothing. I mean, not that Chicago Fire has exactly been the best team that he could have gone to, but I think the league overall, I think, is not a fit for him, and we tend to see this happen with European players where there may be they do really well in their respective league. However, when they come here and make the transition, they're unable to do so because of the change of tempo, or maybe the physicality, or maybe it's just the environment, the temperature, the food. I don't know what it is, but obviously a good portion of the European imports don't make it throughout the first season. And here we see a great opportunity by Mora. Mora kicks it, and unfortunately for him, he actually goes wide. And I think it was Adilton, actually. I apologize for that. I saw Mora, but for some reason, maybe Mora gave the pass there. And we see here we're trying with Araujo, and Araujo steals the ball back after getting it stolen. Velarde, who has a slight knock, has it to Longo. Longo cuts back. He sees De Leon open. De Leon's going to take a shot, and what a weird goal that is, guys, from Longo. De Leon had the shot, and that one is the one that should have gone in. But nevertheless, like I said in this particular season, our goals haven't been the most prettiest, but one of the benefits that I've seen from this season, from playing at a higher level, is that we will follow the plays till the end, until we're not able to do something or nothing will come out of it. And here is one of those instances where basically we didn't give up on the play. Longo saw the rebound there, or he expected the rebound, anticipated it, and managed to take advantage of the rebound there. And that is a 1-0 victory that we have so far, a lead that we should be able to keep. And like I said, I'm trying to cement myself, our team, I should say, in the top of the East here. And unfortunately for that, Columbus Crew have managed to surprise us there and kind of overcome us. And here we're here with Longo again, taking the shot, a rebound, but no one's there to scoop it up for the rebound. And that's going to be at the end of the half, guys. It's going to be a 1-0 lead that we're going to take over to the next half. And if we are able to keep it up, we'll be in a good position to regain the #1 spot for the East again. And here RC says Velarde has been injured. I was hoping that he'd kind of shake it off here, which is why I kept him for so long. But after what seemingly has been most of the half, he's still been injured. So I think it's probably best just to get him out of there. And we're going to take out, I'm going to put Chris Rolfe in at cam, and we're going to take out Halstein and put in Atoche as the center defensive midfielder. And the second half starts. And here we see Michael Stevens on the right flank here. He's going to provide a service there. And Wilhelmsen gets it. David Accam with the shot. And David Accam gets the equalizer for the Chicago Fire. And it is 1-1, guys. A horrible defensive effort from my part, to be honest. I don't know, my back line just seemed to be stagnant. It didn't move and it didn't react. Certainly didn't react quick enough to the David Accam shot here. And we see here that the back line seemed to be fairly stable, but then we see a big gap there that David Accam takes advantage of and punishes us for it. And too much space given to David Accam. That really, we should have been tighter in the defensive portion there on the back, but unfortunately we weren't able to do it, and we're going to get punished for it yet again, guys. And just realized that was very repetitive, and I would apologize, but I think apologizing would be repetitive as well. And here, with the great corner kick service provided by Chris Rolfe, our super sub, and who is it? Our youngster, Cooper, whose first name is eluding me at the moment. But what a nice pass there by Chris Rolfe, and what a nice header by our Youth Academy product, who has so much potential, guys, and it's so unfortunate that we're ending the season right now because he would have been a great prospect to have. And Bill Hamid there is happy, excited that we got the lead again, and I'm happy as well, Bill. I am happy as well. And Daniel Cooper is his first name, or Daniel's his first name. Anyways, we start off again with Chicago Fire. We hear Maloney comes in at the half. Harry Shipp has the ball. Harry Shipp, the youngster, the wonder kid, goes by my defender, passes it to Wilhelmsen. Wilhelmsen with a shot, and what a weak shot that Bill Hamid misses completely. And again, the Chicago Fire equalizes, and what a glitch there, guys. It looks like his heart's coming out of his chest there, which is something weird. I don't think I've ever seen glitches like that before, but I've seen them on YouTube videos. I've never seen them on my videos per se. Maybe it's just the editing, or maybe it's just the fact that I haven't noticed them. But that was a weird glitch there. And again, we lose our lead for the second time today. And judging by the way the game is going, it seems that a draw will probably be the best result for both teams, as I think both of us, Chicago Fire and the DC United team, have done fairly well in the attacking portion. Not so well on the defensive side, but gearing up here towards so we're close to the playoffs. I'm assuming we're going to have, or the teams are going to be a little bit more offensive. They're going to take more risks in order to solidify their spot in the playoffs. And here, a great shot by Polster, and Ibamanike has the ball. The guy is very quick. He passes it back to Sean Maloney. Maloney slips by my defenders, passes it back to Wilhelmsen. Wilhelmsen passes to Ibamanike. Ibamanike passes it to Jones, to Wilhelmsen. And that is how the first game of today's video will end, guys. It'll be a 2-2 draw. Obviously, it's not something that we wanted to have, the result-wise, according to the table here, but it's something that we're going to just have to deal with. And like I said, we're going to make the playoffs. That's not an issue. But I would really, really like to get that first spot in the East. But with one game remaining, it doesn't seem likely. And here we see that we had called in Velarde for the World Cup qualifier here. But since he got injured in our game, obviously we cannot use him anymore. So we're going to have to make last-minute sub here, and we're going to put in Tapia in for Velarde. And here, I believe I had a contract, or someone wanted a contract boost, and so I'm going to take care of that right now before the next game. My name was Michael Farfan, and Michael Farfan is going to get a big boost here, going from $9,000 per game, or per week, I should say, to $15,000 per week. And so here, the way the schedule was placed. Now, typically, I like to have the World Cup qualifiers and international friendlies all in one video. But the way this was scheduled, I preferred, I guess, to just have one league game, and then one international game. The reason being is that there's only one league game remaining, and so had I done it, I probably would have had 3 videos, or 3 games in this video, and then 1 game in the other video, and that would have been a little bit too unbalanced for me. Now, I know some people would probably suggest SFP, why don't you just basically bunch up the league games together, and then just cut this little portion of international friendlies / World Cup qualifiers and make it its own separate video. And so basically a cut and paste kind of scenario. And in theory, I guess I should have done that, but I feel that that would have thrown me off a little bit in the editing department, and so I figured the easiest way to do it was just to split the international friendlies in half. And here we're going to face Uruguay, which is a bit of a bummer if it's an international friendly, because I never like international friendlies when we play it against teams that are in our own conference. It's not something that I'm particularly a fan of, because while I guess it is beneficial in the long run, because you're gonna kind of get a feel for the other team in your own conference, and maybe you can find little tidbits here and there of information that you can use when you actually play games that matter. But I just find it kind of boring, because there's so many countries out there that you could be using your international friendlies to play with, why go with the save option? I guess it technically is cheaper as well because there's not a lot of travel, and the availability is probably better for teams that are closer to your CONCACAF region, as the leagues tend to be somewhat similar, except maybe for CONCACAF. But that's just because the MLS, the way it's structured, um, is a weird. It's a weird schedule, guys. I don't know if for those of you guys who are new to MLS, basically, just to give you a ballpark figure, the league technically starts late February, early March, and it ends. Oh, well, the actual league gameplay ends late October, early November, and the playoffs don't end until early December. So that for any European-based watcher there, or maybe even Latin American watchers that I have here, that's basically the schedule here for MLS, and it's a little bit off. I have some issues with it, but I understand the main reason for that is just because for the more temperate climates, the more colder climates, I should say. Obviously, playing in the winter would not be ideal. I could hardly imagine playing in DC for January. That's just going to be horrible. It's going to be negative 2 degrees or something. I know I'm exaggerating. It's probably maybe around the mid to late 20s. It's probably the worst case scenario there. But the fact that it's not exactly ideal playing temperature. Excuse me, as we see a shot there by, I want to say it's Suarez, with a nice cut back there. And I guess one of the things that most people bring up is, well, why don't you just um, hold the earlier games to the warmer climates? And that's actually something that has piqued my interest. And here we see what a nice pass to Hurtado. And Hurtado slips it back right behind the goalkeeper, and it is a 1-0 win that we're taking to the half right now, a 1-0 victory at the moment. And as I was bringing up, what a beautiful pass there, and what a great, or not great shot, but what a uh, intelligent little poke there from Hurtado. And I know people are bringing up the whole like playing in temperate temperatures and hotter temperatures for the beginning of the season, and that's something that actually I considered as well. But after hearing some of the arguments, I can see that it's probably not a viable option, mainly because the way the home and away game structure is probably going to be very, uh, very in one. It's going to be very one-sided, guys. And I apologize for stumbling upon my words. It's not for some reason. I guess since I'm doing this live and I don't have a script, and I know that must be weird for me to say, "Oh, you don't have a script? What do you mean you don't have a script?" It's just the fact that I typically like to have an idea of what I'm saying, and what a great shot there by the Uruguayan team. It's typically I like to have bullet points because I tend to deviate from my uh, conversation, as you guys can tell. But anyways, a short answer is that you'll obviously get a weird balance of home and away uh, basically games for teams. Like for instance, Orlando might, because of the situation. Let's say Orlando, for instance, they'll probably if this idea were to actually happen, that means they would have a good portion of their home games in the beginning of the season, which might be ideal because you want to have a good foundation coming into the league. But if for some reason things don't turn out the way they hoped, then if that's the case, then like I said, most of their home games will be at the beginning of the season, and maybe towards the end when they might need the home field advantage to propel them to get to the playoffs. That obviously will not happen because of the way the league would be structured if that was the case. And so for that instance, and wow, what a slippy and sneaky goal there by none other than Luis Suarez. This guy's a beast. I'm not a big fan of him personally, but I cannot deny that he is a great striker and a great footballer. He's very resourceful. And anyone would be happy to have him in their team. Obviously, he plays for Barcelona at the moment, and I had my mixed feelings about it. I wasn't a big fan of it, especially hearing at the same time that James Rodriguez was going to Madrid, which, when you think about Suarez and uh, James Rodriguez going into La Liga, you would assume, based on personality, oh, James Rodriguez is probably going to go to Barcelona, and Luis Suarez will probably go to Real Madrid, based on the persona that they display, kind of. outside of the soccer field, I should say. And so the fact that that happened, it kind of threw me for a loop, I guess. But obviously, I can't deny the quality that is Luis Suarez, and here we have the quality that is Carlos Zambrano with a nice slide tackle there to deny the goal scoring opportunity there, and that was a beauty. We see here, right with the hind leg, actually, the trailing leg, the lagging leg, I should say, is the one that deflects in, and I think it was going in, guys. I think Gallese had no hopes of saving that one, so if it wasn't for Zambrano, we would be losing 2-1 at the moment. At home, too, which would be very disappointing. And like I said, I guess now that I think about it, Uruguay, for some reason, is somewhat of a mystery when it comes, I guess, to Peru, because obviously Uruguay had such a great showing in the World Cup previously, the 2010 World Cup, the one in South Africa. Not so much this World Cup, obviously. But for some reason, Peru seems to match up nicely against Uruguay, and I'm not sure what it is. But historically speaking, it hasn't been exactly one-sided, as you would imagine, I guess, with a team with the likes of Suarez and Cavani, back in the day with Cachabacha, with Diego Forlan is his name. Cachabacha is his nickname. Then you got Diego Lugano, a nice strong center back. Then you got Acevedo Rodriguez. You have El Palito Pereira. Such a quality team, and for some reason Peru seems to match up nicely, which I'm not going to complain, guys. And that's it for this video, guys. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next one coming up. And like I said, this is my last couple episodes, so make sure you don't miss any of it.